sometimes when I say something, nobody listens, and then the next person says the exact same thing, and everybody says it's a great idea. And you're like, I just said that 5 minutes ago. So what did I do wrong? Is it me, or is it the way that I, talk?
I want to take the example of your speaker program. Yeah. So how did that come to be? Like, where was the need? How did you identify that need, and how was the idea made into like a reality?
It started with us being asked by our senior leadership to produce an event, because we're going through a difficult time where a lot of people couldn't travel back to their families for a long time because of lockdowns, and the company wanted to do something to cheer people up, and so we were in charge of creating that event that would do that. And one of our ideas was to have to highlight a lot of people inside of the company, talented people, and share their expertise with the whole company. And we did that through the classic way of speaking and talking. And you can't just tell people to do that and then suddenly it will be excellent. So you and I know that from our TED experience. If they're a world-class researcher, if you don't teach them this, it's still going to be terrible. There was a real need to have something in place to train these people. But we also know from the past that Klarna, not just the company, but different business units, part of the company, many times wants to do this and train people. And not only speaking in front of an audience, but speaking in general, like trying to convince people and trying to get your ideas heard and feeling like you belong and you're being listened to. Comes back being able to be able to speak and communicate. And so we created this program, which is basically taking what we learned from doing these things and package it into a product, and then see so how much demand is there for a product like this, so testing it. And I think the response was huge. Like there's way too many people that wanted to be part of the program that we could handle. So that's how it came about.
And so who decided then on the format? How did that happen? Like the concrete practicality of it?
Like, since we did like this big event, then we started to look at this event, what kind of feedback that we got from there, what kind of things that they liked the most, what kind of things that they didn't like the most. And from there, we start to think about how can we build a program to satisfy those and to keep those amazing things that they liked, and to take out those things or fix things that's not there. And this is how we built the structure. And at the same time, we kept in our mind, how can we make it scalable? So we focus more on to get more people from Klarna, other employees to be mentors and so on for those speakers. And that built it somehow, so we don't do the job by ourselves, but we support others, and they do that for the speakers. And also the videos, it was pre-recorded as we did together. So some of the content was some classrooms, but it was very little, just to build connection and to let them see us and build that kind of things. But most of the program was more autonomous. So now we can repeat and replicate the same program again. And now we're taking it further to the next level, even not only replicating in the same way that we manage, but also to implement it in a different ways within the whole Klarna to impact other teams and support them.
What was the feedback that you got from that program? You said that a lot of people wanted to be a part of it. What was the concrete skills that how come they were so interested in this? How the program actually helped them in their day-to-day work?
First of all, their motivation to go into the program. Everybody was supposed to write their motivation and also send a clip of them performing as well. And a lot of them had an inner need where they felt like they couldn't be as effective at work because people didn't listen to them, and because they didn't know how to structure their ideas, structure their communication. Whether that was in writing or in speaking, they just felt like sometimes when I say something, nobody listens, and then the next person says the exact same thing, and everybody says it's a great idea. And you're like, I just said that 5 minutes ago. So what did I do wrong? Is it me, or is it the way that I talk? So the course itself was, it's very practical. You end up actually producing a whole talk. So there's not theoretical, like Abdu said. You actually have to go through the whole thing and working with professional coaches and mentors and actually produce something that is very convincing in the end. So I think the feedback that we got was that, first of all, it helped a lot with their confidence going through all this and going through how tough it was, and then seeing how now how other people are responding to how they communicate. I mean, I think that's the most rewarding feeling. And I have to say as well, for us, it wasn't just about building a speaker program. We were also trying to push the bar and use these programs to try and push our technology and try and push our ways of doing things. Abdu mentioned scaling. Other things that we were testing was, how can you, in a sustainable world, do something like teach something that is so skill-based? You can't read yourself to become a better speaker. You actually have to do it. But you have to do it in a sustainable way that is asynchronous, meaning that we can't fly people from Los Angeles and Sydney to Stockholm for a speaker program. The amount of coordination, time zones, and flight tickets that we would enable for something like it wouldn't be worth it. So we were pushing for new solutions in how to handle both, content, theoretical content, but also how to practice submitting, getting feedback, and all that, how that could happen remotely in a way that felt natural. But so we were building a program, not just that it was remote first, but it was actually what is the most effective way of training a speaker, regardless of setting. And then in this case, it just happened to be remote as well. So I think we achieved something that was quite good to see, that we were able to first of all, create a really good program that actually yielded good results, that the speaker was good, but also we pushed the technology so we could prove that now we can implement this in many other different areas. We could train how to recruit people, how to interview people, how to train leaders. And so we found a way where we can save so much time and still train actual skills that people are so used to mentally that it has to happen in a classroom.
Good.